Bro, I'm feeling so good today. Like, I'm like grateful. Like, I'm grateful to God. Like, I'm able to like really figure out what's been going on with me. Like, and this is just like a segment of it. Like, what I've been dealing with throughout my life and things of that nature. Like, bro, obsession is not something to play with, bro. I don't want nobody to be obsessed over me. I don't want to be obsessed over nobody. Like, it's insane, bro. Like, I've been obsessed. You know, I've been in that place where the person didn't give to me everything that I needed in the situation, but they gave me enough to hang on, you know, breadcrumbing. And I had such high hopes. You know, you try to factor in history, you try to factor in what y'all been through, knowing what they've been through and what they're struggling with, and you're trying to be considerate and everything. But at the same time, it's like when you obsessed, you like totally like abandon your autonomy. Like, I totally abandoned my autonomy. Like, I didn't have a sense of my feelings mattering just as much as somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? I would always put other people's emotions or well-being before mine, or I would frame my actions around their responses or what they needed, and I never got that in return. You know, I feel like users are really safely kept by people who are willing to be used. That's why we still have users and abusers and psychopaths and narcissists around here, because they catch people at times where they're at their most vulnerable. You know, these people who prey on other people can see their needs before they can see their needs, and probably better than they can see them, you know, because they're also in that mode of trying to get their needs met, but they don't care who's at a detriment to get those needs met, even if it's the person who's helping to support them getting their needs met. It's like biting the hand that feeds you, or like sinking the boat that they're standing in, you know. Obsession, limerence, the term limerence, it is a clinical term of someone putting an idea on top of somebody. And that has definitely been a struggle. I've been on this journey since I was a teenager of just trying to understand the distortions that I've learned, or why it is hard for me to get to or understand the things that I want to grow in and know, you know. I would research into the DSM-5, and I would, you know, actually go out there and seek videos where people are talking about things, and limerence was one of them. Limerence is like when you're putting an idea on top of someone, and it's not really them that you're like attracted to, it's the idea that you put on top of them. And I feel like that was a big pivotal thing for me to like really study, because I would let my imagination utilize all its resources to make someone seem so perfect in my eyes, or give them the benefit of the doubt, or try to, you know, work around their shortcomings, or, you know, fill in them, you know, just working too damn hard. Limerence is working too damn hard to understand something that's not meant to be, you know. And that's what I did for a long time, because I didn't know how to process my emotions. Like, me processing my emotions is literally when I feel the emotion, I break that shit down like a motherfucking psychoanalyst and figure out as to why it's happening, where it's coming from, instead of like actually sitting with it and being like, okay, I know how this feels, so I'm not gonna rush through it and think it through just to get over it. Like, I really have to process that this person really has no good interest for me. This person is okay with me putting in all the effort and them just, shortchanging me, breadcrumbing me, or love bombing me when they feel me pulling away. I had to realize that, this is not really actually going to function for longevity. It's not going to function to make me better. I'm not going to grow from this. If anything, it stunted my growth. It stunted my vision on, relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? So I had to learn. I had to literally go study, go research to understand and get out of the different challenges that I faced that were not really of my doing. It's just life. I feel like I had to learn these things as they were happening to me. I didn't have time to process because I was just going with the wind of my emotions, going with the wind of what people had to say. And I was just so caught up to a point where I couldn't even really realize that people were putting in minimal effort, realize that people were shortchanging me and breadcrumbing me and investing elsewhere. I was so oblivious to all that. Like, I was so oblivious to so many things that people would pay attention to if they're actually in it and know what's really going on. But I just felt like I was just in a storm that I didn't know about what people had planned for me, how people wanted me to stay for their benefit, how they wanted me to be in order to benefit from me. It doesn't even have to be monetarily. People don't always come around to benefit off of people monetarily. Some people really just be wanting somebody where they feel like they could crash land or come back to when whatever they left the person for doesn't work out, and they want something familiar, something that they feel is stable, that has stayed the same while everything else has changed, maybe for the good, maybe for the bad, but change. Some people are not open to change, so they go back to people. And people think that people who are obsessed really want to be obsessed. No, they don't. They want to find every reason. That's why it's obsession, because you're not only finding every reason to stay with them, you're also finding every reason to find closure to let go. Like, obsession is not freaking fun. I don't wish that on anybody. Because people should be able to be free to make choices that are beneficial to their autonomy and to their lives when dealing with people. No matter if the person is a good person or a bad person, people should be able to be in their right mind to make the decision and have closure with the situation that they know is not going to work. It sucks, but we gotta really understand that when somebody's obsessed, it's not that they're crazy or anything like that. It's just they're really just trying to figure out how to gain closure from the situation. Me, in my story personally, I was just trying to find ways to just gain closure and heal and be at peace with everything. So in the process of understanding obsession and trying not to feel guilty about it and understand that it was just a response, a very intense emotional response to something that, you have high hopes for. I gave myself the permission to gain closure. I gave myself permission to understand that my feelings matter just as much as the people I hold in high regards, as I hold their feelings and their actions and their, validation to me in high regards. I should be giving equal, if not more, validation to what I believe about myself and the love that I deserve to give to myself. I think part of the obsession is leaning on people to fulfill needs that you're supposed to fulfill yourself. So the way I, got through that is giving myself closure, letting myself heal, fighting with intellectualizing and actually feeling it. It took a long ass fucking time, because it's like my brain is working overtime and my feelings is working overtime. My body and my mind, they can't escape each other. They war against each other daily. So it's even said in the Bible. So I had to find a way to understand, and feel and relinquish control over things that I don't have control over. Like, obsession can be a part of wanting someone to do something that they're not willing to do. They're not willing to do it for you, or do it, for the cause or whatever having to do with you. They're just not. You can't force them. You can't manipulate them. You can't tug on their love. You can't tug on the memories, the time that you spent. You really have to observe in real time if this person is beneficial. You have to observe in real time, is this really beneficial to my life? Have they really taken all the chances for granted? And if they have, how does that make me feel? And know that that's not good. It's not good to be in a one-sided relationship on anything, even in business. Like, it's time to really take inventory on if this is really worth pursuing. I just know that I'm finally choosing to let go. Like, if people can't love me right the first time, or see my value without me having to try to reiterate it and translate it in so many ways, because they choose not to even give me feedback on the love that I give them. They try to make it seem like I'm responding like them, unavailable, when I'm giving it my all. It's bittersweet when you know you're done, because those hopes were real to you. But what's realer is reality. And the reality is that I don't have to fight that hard for love. I don't have to fight that hard to be loved, to be heard. I shouldn't have to fight that hard. And I won't fight that hard anymore. If I'm going to fight that hard, I'm going to fight hard for me. I'm going to fight hard to see and have good sense to know when something is done, something is expired, that just because you hope someone is going to change, and in itself hope is good, doesn't mean that it's good to stay there in that constant loop, constant, storm of confusion, indecisiveness, and people breadcrumbing and manipulating and just utilizing you for all they can, being objectified. And in obsession, I in turn objectified as well. So in the midst of this, I took accountability for what I should do for myself, what I should require of other people, and not compromising my values, my morals, my standards, learning my values, morals, and standards through it all, and not budging for anyone. I don't care who it is. I will stay clear in my mind, with my love and my heart still intact. Till next time.